Welcome to Gentle Yoga. So this is a level 1 class, and please honor your body's wisdom as we move into our asana practice. If you haven't been to my classes before, we're going to start off with some breathwork and meditation. And while you do the breathwork and meditation, I'm going to offer some live sound healing music, and then we'll move towards our asana practice. Once we get to the asana practice, please honor your body. Please offer yourself modifications and variations so your body is most comfortable. I don't consider yoga to be pain, so if you're getting to a place of pain or discomfort, that's a signal to back out a little bit and to just reframe and readjust and offer yourself something else so that your body's always comfortable. So just always coming back to that, checking in. Where can I offer myself more ease? Where can I even back off a little bit? I feel like we effort plenty in our days, and so let this time just be a time of ease, connecting to your breath and just being comfortable in your body. Okay, you can stay seated or on your back for meditation and breath work. We are gonna start our yoga practice seated today, but if you feel like you want a little break and you wanna come onto your back, then please do that. Offering yourself support with bolsters, blankets, pillows, or cushions. And if you're staying seated for breathwork and meditation, you can be in Sukhasana, easy sit pose. If that isn't comfortable for your body, you could extend one or both legs out. I often sit on a little bit of a blanket or some kind of cushioning so that your knees are a little bit lower than the hips, so feel free to grab a blanket if that can be of support. Got a hair on my eyelash. Make any adjustments or movements to see if your body could be even more comfortable. And if you're okay to close your eyes, or just focusing on a stationary point in the room that you're in or on your screen. And we're going to take several moments to just land here into this present moment. And I find the best way to do that is just to begin to connect to the rhythm of your own breathing, your own breath cycle. So connecting to the expansive energy of your inhalation. Where does your body expand? Where do you feel breath and fresh prana life force filling the cells in the body? And then with our exhalation, there's an essence of release and letting go as everything releases back towards your spine. So nothing to do but just simply be with your breath, noticing what you notice. With each inhalation, begin to invite a sense of relaxation and ease to flow into the body, the mind, and the heart. And with each exhalation, continuing to relax and release, letting the morning go and settling into right now. Relax your jaw. Soften the muscles of the face. Release any tension in the shoulders and the neck. Relax your back. Soften your belly and your heart. Release any tension in your hips and your glutes. Softening, releasing, and letting go. We'll work closer with the breath, moving into a pranayama exercise. We're going to allow our exhalation to be 2 counts longer than our inhalation. I'm going to start with a 3 count inhale and a 5 count exhale. If that feels like too much effort and you really have to require a lot of energy to get to that 5 count exhalation, then start with 2 and 4. Work with that for a few rounds, and if that feels easeful, then move to 3 and 5. If that feels comfortable, then 4 and 6. But let it be an easeful process. We're not efforting or we're not intending to go super deep. We just want it to be a relaxing breath. And by allowing our exhalation to just be 2 counts longer than the inhalation, we're inviting that parasympathetic part of the nervous system to awaken and begin to excrete those peaceful hormones into the nervous system and into the body. And if you have a clear nasal passage today, work with your breath in and out the nose. Come back to a nice tall spine if you're seated, letting your shoulders relax down the back body. making any adjustments for more comfort if you're on your back. I'll do a couple rounds with you, and then you can continue to work with this breath on your own. We'll begin together. Inhaling 3. Exhale 5. Inhale 3. Exhale 5. Inhale 3. Exhale 5. Continue in this way. Count the breath in your mind. 1, 2, 3 as you take a breath in. 1 through 5 as you take a breath out. If you need some more support to get the mind to stay with the breath, you could count on your fingers and use that physicality of the hand to help you stay conscious with the breath. So always using tools to support your body. Inhaling 3, exhaling 5. Incorporate this breath for 2 minutes. Breath. Inhale 3, exhale 5. And with your next exhalation, we'll release the breath work, coming back to the natural rhythm of your own breathing. If you need to, you could extend the legs out, shake out your knees a little bit. You can bring opposite leg in front or just return as you were. Make any adjustments to be a little more comfortable, finding that nice tall spine if you're seated. We're going to move right into our meditation. On your inhalation, mentally affirm here and now. And on your exhalation, mentally affirm present moment. Other thoughts may come to the mind, letting them pass and coming back to the meditation. Here and now, present moment. rounds of breath with the meditation. With your next exhalation, we'll release the meditation. Once again, coming back to the breath. Take a moment to sense any changes in the body or the mind. From here, we'll take the hands to the heart center in Anjali Mudra. Bow slightly to the hands, bow into yourself. Take a moment to honor yourself for being here this afternoon. Taking time out for self-care, health and wellness. Letting this time be a gift and opportunity to consciously and positively connect to your body and breath. And let's all embrace the intention of gentle acceptance. Remembering that our intention is the energy that we want to hold for our practice rather than the goal. So just making sure you feel comfortable and cozy as we move towards our asana practice. And may this awareness ripple out into the universe. We'll slowly begin to release. If you were on your back for breathwork and meditation, make some movements, coming into a full body stretch, and then make your way up to seated. If you stayed seated for your breathwork and meditation, just extend your legs out to shake out your knees a little bit. And then we'll take our feet, we'll bend the knees, take our feet wider than our hips. If you're on a yoga mat, out towards the side edges of the mat. Hands will come behind you, fingertips pointing towards your body. I've got weight in both palms and all 10 fingers, a little bend into the elbows, and then just begin to sway your legs side to side, like windshield wipers on a car. Moving as fast or as slow as you'd like. Creating the pace under them that feels good to your body. And then a little flow twist. We're going to begin to look down towards our opposite hand. Inhale to center, exhale, legs to the left, down, looking to your right hand. So a couple more times in this way. Next time legs land to the right side, let's release them to the floor. Coming into a double knee down twist. If this is too much for either knee or hip, you could place something between the knees, or you could put something underneath this lower knee for support. A couple more relaxing breaths here. Inhale, head and knees back to center. Exhale, legs will land over to your left side as you gaze down towards your right hand. Nice deep breaths here. Good. Inhale, head and knees back to center, returning back to a comfortable seated position. Palms facing down on the knees, just beginning to make simple circles with your torso, circling up towards your feet as you round back towards your hips. I'm moving a little faster here. Please slow it down if that's better for your body. Opening up hips and low back. Next time you come up towards the front of your mat, or front body, reverse directions, opposite way. Good, back to center. Seated Sukhasana flow, hands alongside your hips, finding that nice tall spine. We'll inhale the arms overhead, gaze up to the hands if that's okay for the neck. Exhales, you hinge at the hips, coming into a simple seated forward fold. Continue to move and flow here. Inhales, you round your torso back up, arms come back overhead, gaze up. Exhale over to your right side, both sits bones rooted to the floor. Inhale back to center, exhale to the left. I'm mirroring today. Inhale into a twist, lead with your top arm, left hand comes to your right knee, right hand behind you, exhale over your right shoulder. Still moving. Inhale, come back to center, arms back overhead. Exhale, twist to the other side. So there's our flow. We're going to work with that a couple more times, and I'm just showing different views. Inhale, the arms back overhead. Exhale, seated fold. Inhale, round the torso back up, arms come back overhead. Exhale over to the right side. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale into our twist. Exhale over that left shoulder, that right shoulder, excuse me. Inhale, arms back overhead. Exhale, twist to the other side. One more flow. Inhale, the arms back overhead. Exhale, seated fold. Inhale, round the torso back up, arms come back overhead. Exhale to the right. Inhale back to center, exhale left. Inhale into our twist, exhale over that shoulder, stay on your sits bones. Inhale back to center, arms overhead. Exhale, twist to the other side. Good, and now we're gonna hold in several places. So inhale the arms back overhead. Exhale, seated fold to hold. So arms can be extended from the body. You could come down to elbows if that's a flexible thing for you. You could take a block to support underneath the forehead, or 2 blocks. You might be super high in the air, and that's awesome. So just make sure you're comfortable here, adding props and support for your body so you're most comfortable. Once you settle into your posture, then begin to relax in your hips and your glutes. Practice relaxing in your hips and your glutes. So see where you can let go, even just a little bit. Sits bones are still connected to the floor. We're not lifting the buttocks off the mat. Here we're letting the body take shape of the pose, so let the shoulders round, let the head hang. 3 more nice deep breaths here. All right, moving towards a twist flow, we're gonna inhale, walk the hands back towards the body, arms are gonna come back overhead, and then go side to side a few times. Inhale brings you to center, and then exhale over to the side. Let that top palm face the floor. Find that pace that feels good to you. Speed it up if you need to create heat in the body, or you're needing a little more of a workout. Slow it down if you just need some restoring into the nervous system. Next time you come to your left side, we're gonna hold there for several breaths. So try to even soften that top shoulder down your back. Again, both sits bones are rooted to the floor. I'm not lifting my buttocks off the mat. Doesn't matter how far the hand is on the mat away from your body. Opening and lengthening in the side waist and the side body. Good, inhale back to center and exhale over to the other side. Deep, sweet breaths here. We're gonna flow a couple times with the twist, and then we're gonna hold. So lead with that top arm. Right hand comes to the left knee, left hand behind you, twisting towards your left shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the other side. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale to hold. So that hand behind you, those fingertips are pointing away from your body. But try not to lean into that back hand. Stay on the sits bones with a nice tall spine so the core muscles are engaged, sensing your breath. Inhale the arms back overhead. Exhale, twist to the other side. Deep, sweet breaths here. Try to breathe into the back body and spine. Let the shoulders soften down the back body. Good. Inhale the arms back overhead, cat-cow flow. Exhale, grasp onto the knees. Tuck the chin towards the chest, arching back to cat back. Inhale, tilt the pelvis forward, heart comes forward, gaze to the ceiling and cow spine. Exhale back to cat back, and inhale to cow spine. Moving in this way, move with your breath. Awakening the spine, boosting our immune systems, and opening in the heart center. As we open up in the heart center, opening yourself to self-compassion, self-acceptance, and self-love. 2 more. Last one. Good. Come back to center. Extend the legs out. Let's shake out the knees a little bit. And then just coming back to a comfortable seated position. We're going to do some shoulder and neck work. So finding that nice tall spine. Palms can be face down in the knees. We'll take a deep breath in. With your exhalation, tilting left ear towards left shoulder. Inhale gently back to center. Exhale over to the right side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, take the chin towards the chest. Inhale back to center. Exhale, gaze up to the ceiling. Inhale back to center. Exhale, look over your right shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale over your left shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale, tilting the right ear towards the right shoulder to hold. So tilt the ear towards the shoulder rather than lifting the shoulder to meet the ear. Sit back on the sits bones. You can sense the core muscles engage. And then reach the muscles on the opposite side of the neck up towards the ceiling for a little isometric stretch. Stay with your breath. Relax your jaw. Soften the space between the eyebrows. If you'd like to gently increase that stretch, you could extend your left arm out to the side, opposite arm. Nice deep breaths. Hand comes back to the knee. Inhale the head gently back to center. Exhale over to the other side. Deep, sweet breaths here. And if you'd like to increase in that stretch, extending your right arm out to the side, fingertips near the floor. Hand comes back to the knee. Inhale the head gently back to center. Exhale, take the chin towards the chest. And then inhale as you roll the right ear towards the right shoulder. Exhale, sweep the chin towards the chest over to the other side. So make a little smile over the heart center. Slow, mindful movements of the neck, accompanied by a slow, mindful breath. One more to each side. Good. Take the chin back towards the chest, holding here for a couple of breaths. Practice breathing up the back body and reach the back of the skull towards the ceiling. Inhale the head back to center. Exhale, gaze up to the ceiling. Imagine you've got a paintbrush on the end of your nose, painting an arch or a rainbow, going side to side. Stretching the back of the neck in a mindful way, protecting in the vertebra. Still make sure this is okay for your body. Good, one more to each side. And bring the head back to neutral. Close the eyes if that's okay, or just focusing on a stationary point. 3 integrating breaths. Try to bring your breath all the way up into the shoulders and the neck. Big inhale. Another nice deep breath. Good. One more full deep breath. Good. Extend the legs out. Shake out your knees a little bit. And we're going to come onto our knees, resting on our heels. We're going to do another flow. So if you're okay to sit back onto your heels, this is an option. And if you want a deeper option, you could actually be sitting between the feet. If you want a little more of a stretch. And if neither of these positions work, you're welcome to just come back down onto your bottom and stay in a seated position. But we're going to do another spinal flex. We're going to have the hands at the knees. So inhale as the hands come to the hips, press the heart forward as you gaze up. And then exhale, take the hands towards the knees, tuck the chin towards the chest, and press the spine directly behind you. Inhale and exhale. So continue in this way a few more times. Two more. Last one. All right, we're going to do a little flow. And this, I would say, is a level 1-2 flow. So if it doesn't work for you, then make modifications so that it does. But I'm just going to show you here. So this is where we'll start with the hands on the knees. We'll inhale, take the hands behind the head, and release the hands behind the head. That is actually going to be our exhale. Inhale as you come up to your knees. Exhale, take the left elbow towards the center on the floor. And then inhale, come back up to your knees. Exhale, right elbow towards the center on the floor. Inhale, back to center. Exhale into Balasana, Child's Pose. And then take a resting breath here in Child's Pose. And we'll start that again. Inhale, hands come to the knees. Exhale, hands come behind the head. Inhale, up to the knees. Exhale, left elbow. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, right elbow. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, Child's Pose. Resting breath here. Inhale, hands to the knees. Exhale, hands behind the head. Inhale, up to the knees. Exhale, left elbow. Inhale, center. Exhale, right elbow. Inhale, center. Exhale, Child's Pose for 5 beautiful breaths. If the forehead doesn't reach, stack a couple hands on top of each other, or a block or a cushion. I'm sticking my arms this time alongside the body. They can also be in front. Deep, sweet breaths here, widening the knees if that's better for your body. Three more nice deep breaths. All right, walk the hands back towards the body. Bring the knees back towards each other. Little counter stretch for the hips. So come back to your bottom. Feet will be in front, knees are bent. We're gonna do a keyhole pose seated. So take the hands again behind you, fingertips pointing towards your body, and then take your left ankle bone to your right thigh bone. Okay, so this is already gonna be a hip opener on that left side. So if you wanna increase the intensity of this stretch, take your foot that's on the floor closer to your body. If you want to decrease the intensity, take it further away. So see where you're at. If you want to increase it slightly at any point, flex both feet, shifting the hand arrangement that's behind you. And then imagine you've got a string being tugged from the heart or the sternum. Lift the heart as you gaze up. 2 more breaths. Good, press through the heels of the hands, come back up, extend your legs out. Let's do a little wrist stretch. Take your fingertips together, rotate the wrist around. I was gonna try to do opposite way. That'll be a good brain teaser for later. Good, reverse directions. And then switch that over to the other side. Take the feet to the mat. And now left ankle bone to the right thigh bone. Or switch, no right, I'm switching. All right, make modifications so this works. We're going for a stretch in that hip flexor. So same as pigeon, keyhole pose. Now take that string to the heart, lift through the heart as you gaze up, and you can flex the feet to increase that stretch. One more breath. Gently release. One more time, a few ankle circles. Excuse me, wrist circles. Oh, let's do ankle circles too. And reverse directions. All right, friends, let's come to hands and knees. So if you need any support, grab some cushioning for underneath your kneecaps. We're going to line the wrist under the shoulders and the knees under the hips. You've got space between the hands as well as the knees. I've got hyperflexibility in my elbows, so they might look a little bit different. If you need support for the wrists, you could take hands into fists, or you could roll something up to support underneath the heels of the hands. So when we are in table pose, we do want to lift our belly button to the spine. We want to engage the core here. Moving into a cat-cow flow, gazing down to the mat, take a deep breath in. With your exhalation, arch up into cat back. Lift the belly button to your spine and press the back of the heart to the sky. And then inhale into cow, lifting the tail, gazing up, and let the belly soften. Exhale, arching up to cat back, and inhale into cow. So continue in this way, cat-cow flow. Three more. last one. Come back to center. Another wrist stretch, so if you're okay to sit back on your heels, otherwise you could just stay up on your knees. If you want a little fascial foot stretch, then tuck the toes under so we get a little stretch to the bottom of the feet. This time we're going to interlace our fingers, making figure eights with hands and wrists. And reverse directions, opposite way. All right, some hip openers. I'll show a couple different variations. We're going to start on our right side. Tuck that right knee and chin towards the chest. Exhale with your tuck. And then inhale as you extend that leg behind you, gazing forward. Exhale as you tuck, and inhale as you extend. So again here, let's keep the hips square to the floor. Lift that belly button to the spine, so we don't need to lift higher into the air with that leg. Try to keep that leg in alignment with your hip. And if you want to take it a step further, you could begin to incorporate your opposite left arm. So elbow will go towards the knee, and then you'll extend into balancing sunbird. And I just look down at the mat to keep neck in alignment with the spine, so you can incorporate both limbs or just the leg. We're doing two more here. Okay, so next time that right leg is extended behind you, let's do a little balance here. So lift the belly button to the spine. Try to square your hips to the floor. And if you'd like, opposite left arm in front. Thumb will face towards the ceiling, palm towards the center midline. Breathing, building strength and balance. Exhale, release. Now we'll take that all over to our left side. Exhale as you tuck the knee and the chin towards the chest. Inhale, extend as you gaze forward. A few more with this variation, keeping squaring of the hips. And then if you'd like, you can begin to incorporate your opposite right arm. I like to exhale as my limbs come together. Inhale as extend. So we want to try to avoid that banana back, having that huge sway in your low back. Two more wherever you are. Okay, so holding here with your next left leg extension. Re-square the hips to the floor, lift that belly button to the spine, and then opposite right arm in front if you'd like. Two more balancing breaths wherever you are. Good, exhale, release. Balasana with wide knees. Take the knees out to the side edges of your mat. Big toes will come towards the center midline. Release the buttocks towards the heels, forehead to the floor, or stacking on top of something. Deep, sweet breaths here. Two more nice deep breaths. Good, walk the hands back towards the body. Bring the knees back towards each other, and another wrist stretch. This time we're going to take the backs of the hands and press them towards each other. And then we're going to work with some lunges. So if you happen to have a couple blocks, I'm going to show with and without blocks. If you have the blocks, take them to the front of your mat, and then come up to your knees and step forward with your right foot. Okay, so no matter where you are, props or no props, the main alignment piece is to try to keep your ankle below your knee. So if you have more tightness in knees or things in your body, this foot will be closer to your body and you'll be more upright. So this is kind of variation 1. Variation 2 is just stepping your foot further away from your body so that you can sink deeper into your hips, yet my alignment piece is still happening here, ankle below the knee. Variation 2. Here you could have blocks. Some students like them right under the shoulders. I've seen them all these different positions. There's different heights to the blocks. You could have your elbow to that front knee. You could have the hands on that knee. So see which variation. I'm going to go for the blocks today. And then once you settle into your lunge, begin to allow the shoulders to soften down your back body. Breathing into the hips and the low back. Okay, our counter stretch, we're gonna straighten that right leg as you flex the right foot, looking to your right knee for hamstring stretch. If you don't have blocks, you could just have your hands on your hips, okay? And now we're gonna flow with these two movements. So inhale as you come into your lunge, and exhale as you come back to the hamstring stretch. So this flow is with blocks. This flow is without blocks. Okay, we're gonna flow 4 more times. Inhale into the lunge and exhale into the hamstring stretch. Good, last one here. Good, come back to center, come back to the lunge, and then we're gonna do a couple different stretches here. So inhale as you lift that right arm overhead. Getting a little bit of a psoas stretch here. Inhale back to center, take a right hand to the block, and then exhale the left arm over. So a little bit of a twist. Good, back to center into runner's lunge. So tuck those toes, back toes under, lifting up that leg for runner's lunge. If you're not on blocks, you could have your hands on the floor. You could have your hand to that front knee. Okay? And then crescent lunge, inhale the arms overhead. Building strength for 2 more breaths. Good, release the hands to the knee or the blocks. Let that leg lower to the floor, and then we're just gonna switch sides. Come back to both knees and then step forward with your left foot. Wobble, wobble. All right, so finding your lunge on this side. We're balanced in different ways, so if you have more opening, then take it deeper. And if this side is a little more tight, then step your foot closer to your body. Try to align your ankle below the knee as best as you can, and then let the shoulders soften down the back body. Stay with your breath. Good, with your next exhalation, we'll take it to our counter stretch. We're gonna straighten that left leg, flexing the left foot. Look to your left knee for the hamstring stretch. Blocks can move closer to you. Still keep a little flexion and micro bend in that knee. And then let's begin to flow. Inhale as you come into your lunge. And exhale back to the hamstring stretch. Okay, with or without blocks. Two more flows wherever you are. All right, coming back to the lunge. And then inhale your left arm overhead, giving a little bit of a psoas stretch. Inhale that hand back to your block, and then opposite side. Inhale that right arm overhead for a little twist. Exhale, release that hand back to the block, getting ready for runner's lunge, tucking your right toes under, lifting up for runner's lunge. And then taking it into crescent lunge. Release the arms overhead, building strength, making modifications for your body. Release the hands back to the blocks. Lower that knee down to the floor. Take yourselves back to both knees, and then returning back to Balasana with widened knees. So again, widening your knees out towards the side edges of the mat. Taking a couple relaxing breaths in child's pose. One more full breath. Good, walk your hands back towards your body, bring the knees back towards each other, and that has all prepared us for our balancing pose, half moon Ardha Chandrasana. So come back to the knees. I'm going to show some variations, so maybe just watch some variations first, and then I'll walk you all through it. So we're going to start in table. We'll extend our right leg back behind us, and then here's where I then turn my hand more underneath my face so I can begin to stack the hips on top of each other. And so that's the main goal here, is stacking your hips on top. So your toes could still be on the floor. My hand could either be on a block or on the floor or on my hip. You could lift arms. You could gaze up to the hand that's in the air. So there's all kinds of different variations. The thing here too is we want to tuck the tail, so we're engaging these lower belly's muscles. The transversus abdominis is going to help that. So really thinking about keeping your core and your glutes engaged for our whole balancing process. Okay, so join me on table. Extend your right leg back behind you, and then begin to stack your hips on top of each other. Roll that right hip on top of your left. Do you want your right hand to come to a block? So maybe you can go a little bit deeper, or that hand can come to your hip, or that arm can extend to the air. And yes, you might be wobbling because we're building strength. Tuck the tail, engaging transversus muscles. 2 more breaths wherever you are. Good, take the hand back to your hip, release back to table. Let's do 2 cat-cows before we move over to the other side. This time we're going to inhale into cat, exhale into cow. Inhale, exhale. All right, back to center. We're going to take this balancing over to our other side. Extend your left leg back behind you. Okay. Now I move my right hand kind of more underneath my face so I can stack my left hip on top of my right. Left arm can come into the air. Keep tucking your tail. Ujjayi breath to help with your balance. 2 more breaths wherever you are. Hand comes back to the hip. Body's released back down to table. One last time, Balasana with wide knees. 4 more nice deep breaths. Mentally affirm, my body is healthy and strong. All right, friends, walk the hands back towards the body, take the knees back towards each other. We're going to transition onto our backs, making your way onto the floor. All right, you can use the strength of your core to slowly lower yourselves down. And once you reach the mat, we'll take our feet out towards the side edges. Arms come out to a T, palms to the floor, and we'll sway the legs side to side. Keep your head forward for now and keep pressing your shoulder blades into the floor. Practicing self-sensing, noticing differences or changes than before we began together today. And then moving into a twist flow as you begin to look the opposite direction of your knees. So you can do one whole flowing movement from side to side, or you can come to the center and then shift to your twist. So see what feels good to your body. I'm going with the continuous flow 2 more times, and then we're going to hold in a twist. Next time your legs land over to your right side, let's release them to the floor for a double knee down twist. Shoulder blades sinking into the earth. If you'd like to deepen that stretch on your left quad, take the right ankle to the top of the knee. Make a little fan with the legs. And that weight of the foot is going to lengthen out that left quad a little bit more. Good. Release the feet back to the side edges of the mat, side to side 3 more times with a twist flow. And then let your legs land over to your left side as you gaze to the right hand. Double knee down twist to the other side. And if you'd like to increase that quad stretch on the right side, left ankle to the top of your right knee. And release side to side 3 more times. All right, a little core strengthening. So we're going to keep our knees bent. Lift your feet into the air so that your calves are parallel to the floor. So ankles are, Knees are right above the hips. Legs are at 90-degree angles. Arms are just alongside your body, palms facing down at your hips. All we're going to do is touch our tiptoes down to the floor and then lift them back into the air. Here we're mostly strengthening the rectus abdominis and some into the obliques here. Lift the chin if you want to enhance that curvature in the neck. Tuck the chin if you want to lengthen out the cervical spine. Five more on each side. 3. Good, last one. And take the knees into the chest, hug the arms around the shins, and taking some nice deep breaths into the belly. Turn your head side to side to release in the neck a little bit. Good, release the arms back alongside your body. Let's do that one more time. I'm going to offer a different variation. So bringing your feet into the air, again, calves are parallel to the floor, so you're either going to do that same thing and do a second set, or if you want to take it further, extend your heel to touch the floor. So you're going to extend your whole leg so that the heel touches the mat, and then take the floor, and then take that leg back into the air. So now we're working also with transversus abdominis. Two more. Good, last one. Wonderful. Take the knees into the chest. This time you can rock elbow to elbow to give the back a little massage, but taking some nice deep breaths into your belly. One more breath. Good, release the feet back to the floor. Let's come into bridge to counter stretch our core muscles. So we're gonna bend the arms at the elbows and make fists with the hands. And you're gonna press your elbows down into the floor. Press both feet and all 10 toes down into the floor. And once you lift your body up into bridge, try not to turn your head to either side just to protect the cervical spine. And if you can't come all the way up to the shoulders, then just come to about your mid-back for half bridge, okay? So with your next inhalation, lifting up to hold for bridge. Now keep your glutes engaged and the core engaged and the legs engaged as we press our bodies up. So I'm still pressing down into the earth with feet and elbows and the back of my skull as I lift up with belly button and heart. Exhale, release, lowering one vertebra at a time. Once again, knees come to the chest. You decide if you want to move at all, rocking elbow to elbow, turn the head side to side, or just resting at center with breath. Good, and then interlace both hands around your right knee as you release the left foot to the floor. We're going to move into Apanasana. So you can keep your left knee bent, or you can extend that leg all the way to the floor. If you go to extend the leg and it's uncomfortable anywhere, then just take your left foot back to the mat. If you are working with the leg extension, I suggest flexing the foot so we're anchoring that side of the body. Again, tuck the chin if you want to lengthen out the neck. Lift the chin to accentuate the curvature of the upper spine. Deep, sweet breaths here. Incorporating ankle circles, starting the clockwise position on that right side. Reverse directions, opposite way. Good, take your right foot to the mat, left foot to the mat, both knees are bent. Take a resting breath here, big breath in. Your next inhalation, take left knee towards left shoulder, Apanasana to the other side, interlacing on top of the knee or underneath the knee, or not at all. Your arms could just stay alongside your body. I like to align the knee with the shoulder to help out the hip flexor a little bit. And then you decide for your right side, do you want to keep that right knee bent, or do you want to extend that leg to the floor? Nice deep breaths here, breathing into the hips and the low back. Good, ankle circles on that left side, counterclockwise. And reverse directions, opposite way. Good, and extending that leg to the floor, and we'll move into Shavasana, final relaxation. So you could just be in more of a classical Shavasana position. You can just have your knees bent. You can be in constructive rest, where the feet come out to the side edges of the mat. The toes point in towards each other, and the knees come to the center to touch and support each other. Or recline butterfly, soles of the feet come together, knees come out to the side. So see which position feels good to you in this moment. Adding any socks or clothes, pillows, blankets, or eye bags to be more comfortable. Shavasana is an opportunity to allow us to integrate our practice into the body, mind, and spirit. With each breath, allowing that integration as you invite your whole self to come into a peaceful state of relaxation. body. Gently inviting simple movements to the body, wiggling fingers and toes. Coming into a full body stretch, extending legs out long, reaching arms overhead. And then roll to your right side, use your lower arm to support your head, taking a couple more relaxing breaths on your side. And then using the strength of hands, elbows, and arms, gently lifting yourselves up to a comfortable seated position. We'll close our practice with one Om, placing your palms wherever is comfortable. Let's take a deep breath in to begin, please. Inhaling. Bringing the hands to the heart center in Anjali Mudra. We'll end by praying for peace with one Om, 3 Shantis, and 3 pieces. Om, Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. May we carry it into our worlds. Namaste. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.